All right, boys and girls, we are ready for some math. We are still talking about triangles. So when you're working today, you're going to this page. It is 9.6 at the top, and there's a big red triangle on the front of the page. So if you look at the shape, there are some words. Right here's a little inchworm, and underneath it says side. When we look at the triangle, this is a side. Here is a side. Here is a side. So how many sides does a triangle have? Yes, it has 1, 2, 3 sides. Then up at the top, it says vertex. Here's a vertex, here's a vertex, here's a vertex. The vertex is where those two sides meet. So these two sides come together, there's a vertex. These two sides come together, there's a vertex. These two sides come together, there's a vertex. All right, let's turn our page. When you fold it back, you should see a green triangle at the top. The directions say, how many vertices does this triangle have? That's for when we have more than one. So a vertex is that one corner. If you have more than one, then you can say vertices. So how many does it have? 1, 2, 3. 3 corners or 3 vertices. So write the number 3 right there. How many sides does this triangle have? 1, 2, 3. So write the number 3 again. 3 vertices and 3 sides. Now you're going to flip your paper over. And this is that side we talked about last week, where if we were here at school, there's a special way that I can show you how to draw some shapes. But since we are at home, if you just want to trace some shapes, you can do that. If you do not have anything to help you trace, then you can try to use the dots to help you draw a triangle. So for this one, I could trace it. But if I do not, and then I could kind of connect my corners if they didn't meet. But if I do not have something to trace, I could draw a triangle like this, where I come down and make a straight line, and then go across the bottom, make a straight line, and then I could go corner to corner. And if it's not perfect, that's okay, we're just learning. I could do a diagonal line, and then do a diagonal line, and then go straight across the bottom, and I could draw a triangle that way. Or if you find something around your house that is shaped like a triangle, you can just grab that and trace it. We're just practicing. They're not going to be perfect, that's okay. After I trace it, I've got to go back in and finish my corners where they didn't quite meet. So just practice drawing some triangles. You can do some big ones, you can do some little ones, it's up to you. Then on the back page, they're just going to ask you some questions about some different shapes we've been working on. So put your finger up there on the red apple. All right, what shape is this? Yes, it's a square. How many sides does a square have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many vertices does a square have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those sides meet together at 4 different places. All right, by the yellow sun, how many sides does that red triangle have? 1, 2, 3. Yes. And how many vertices does a triangle have? We just talked about that. 1, 2, 3. All right, by this green leaf, right here in this little box. They want you to put an X on all the circles you see. I'm gonna do mine, you do yours. And by this blue flower, they want you to put an X on all the triangles you see. Mark them so I can see them when I check your paper. And by the yellow star, they want you to fill in the circle under the triangle. So look at each shape, find the one that is a triangle, and fill in the circle underneath. All right, boys and girls, I will check that when you bring it back to school for me. All right, have a great afternoon.